Welcome to Tocoi Tech Talk Episode 2. I'm your host, Kristen Rusnak, and today we are talking about Adobe Express for Education. Adobe Express is an easy-to-use graphic design and presentation tool. It allows users to create graphics, videos, logos, web pages, and so much more. It can also be used to edit pictures and even create generative AI pictures. This tool, Adobe Express for Education, can be used by both you and your students. And with the classroom feature, you can even assign your students projects and watch them work on them in real time. Let's talk about how to get started using Adobe Express for Education. You'll access this through Clever. And when you're in Clever, you'll click on the district page and then scroll down till you see the rainbow colored A, and that is Adobe Express for Education. Once you click on that, you may be asked to log in, and you'll log in with your e-number and your school-issued password. Once you're logged into Adobe Express, you'll be on the main page, and here in the middle, you'll see a bunch of options prompting you towards different projects. Projects like creating an animation, making a podcast, making a presentation, making a flyer. So many different options. This podcast is just going to give you a sample of showing you all the many things that Adobe Express can do for you and for your students. Remember, the key with any technology tool is to simply log in and start playing around with it. That's how you're going to get comfortable with it. Another thing that you can do in Adobe Express from that main page is click on the top where it says Teach, and it will give you the option to choose your subject area and your grade level. And you can search through a whole bunch of pre-made projects that you can assign to your students to work on. These projects are things like a periodic table element poster, a book trailer, a visual poem, an investment chart, design a memorial poster, so many different things. Once you assign these to your students will see step-by-step instructions for how to edit the material in the project to make it their own. You can assign items to students using the Adobe Express Classroom feature. It's very easy to use. Basically, you find the project or create the template that you want the students to work on, and then you click the Assign button. From there, you will either be given a link, which you can share with the students in Schoology so that they can work on that project, or a code that you can display on the board. And when students go into Clever and into Adobe Express, they'll type in that code to access the assignment. We've been using this a lot lately with some of the science classes as they've been working on some projects. I actually had an audio clip to share with you here of an interview that I did with Mr. Powell about him and his students using this amazing tool. In that interview, Mr. Powell said he loved using Adobe Express. It was very easy, but his students loved it even more. They loved engaging with the content through the use of technology. I'm so sorry I don't have that clip for you. In all transparency, I accidentally deleted it. I am actually using Adobe Express to create and edit this podcast, and it is my first time using this feature in Adobe Express. So as I was playing around, I accidentally deleted that clip. But like I've said, we have to play around with the technology to learn. Thank you, Mr. Powell, for taking the time out of your busy day for that interview, and I'm sorry that it didn't make it on the air. Students do need to be put into an Adobe classroom before assigning assignments or projects through Adobe. To do this, it's really simple. From the main Adobe page, on the left side column, you're going to go to where it says Classroom, and then you're going to create a classroom. It will give you a link that you can put in Schoology for your students to join that class, or you can just wait and add the assignment to that class. And when you share the link with the students, it will automatically add them to that class. Once students are in that class, you'll be able to see all of their assignments in one place. And that's where you can enable the ability for students to see each other's work or not. I recommend setting up your classrooms by period and having a separate period for each class. And you can have them join with the link in Schoology, or like I said, by simply sharing the assignment link, it will automatically add them to the classroom. You also can share a code similar to Kahoot, and they can join with that code instead of the link. Adobe Express automatically saves whatever you're working on in real time, and you can access that from the left column bar by going to Your Stuff. Also, when you first log into Adobe from that main screen, on the bottom it will usually have the most recent items that you've been working on. I would love to collaborate with you on some projects for your students to do with Adobe Express. Even if you don't have an idea, if you just come to me with the topic that you want them to learn, I can help brainstorm some project ideas with you. We now have a computer cart up in the hub, so we have access to computers so that we can use this great tool with your students. I hope you've enjoyed this second episode of Tocoi Tech Talk and you learned something new, and I look forward to presenting you with more technology information in the future. Open to suggestions. Please send them my way if you have any.